Did you know that the #1 reason why marriages end in divorce is cited to be communication skills? Unfortunately, this does not come as a surprise to me because I see it so much in the work that I do with families and couples in my private practice. This video is about the #1 skill that I wish they would teach everyone in high school so they didn't have to find out about it later in life. My job would be so much easier. My name is Oliver Drakeford. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I love working with families and couples to help them feel more connected. I think problems in relationships start when we lose intimacy, when conflict starts to build, and I statements are the tool to lower conflict and increase intimacy. I think everyone thinks they know how to use I statements, but when I teach it to them in this format, broken down into 4 different stages, it really helps it sink in and helps my clients understand the finer nuances of how to really nail this tool that is so profoundly important to us. If you're wondering what the hell the dog is doing in all of this, it's a long story. But the short version is that he helps me teach couples and families, and especially families with teenagers, about relationships, love, communication. And the next thing you know, it's this whole thing. You'll see, just keep watching. And if you want the full story, hit subscribe and I'll make another video for you. So here we go. I'm Oliver, this is GoGo, and this is how I teach people how to use I statements. So the other day we were at the vet's and he gives me a look that says, "You never take me to the dog park anymore." Starting a conversation with you is hostile. It can be seen as an attack. It's going to make the other person defensive. And definitely stay away from using superlatives like always and never. Is a guaranteed way to shift the conversation into a debate over facts and logic rather than what you're really trying to accomplish. Being a therapist, I think to myself that I've got to teach him not only his words but I statements. And I also think he didn't download the free guide on mypeoplepatterns.com. So I explain how an I statement works, and the first 2 parts are I feel and when. This is what he comes up with. Anger often covers up other feelings, and I explain to him the anger iceberg and ask him to have a look around at what's underneath anger. So he does some thinking and comes up with this. This is a much better I statement already, but there's a 3rd part that needs to be added, which sort of links the behaviors to the feelings. I can see where my afternoon is headed, but I do explain that the because part of an I statement gives you a chance to be vulnerable. It adds more impact if you can dig deeper. And next thing you know, my cold English heart is starting to thaw. Final step I explain is that you put a need at the end. And this part turns it from a complaint into a request of what you need to make the situation better. And that's how we ended up at the dog park. Breaking down I statements into these 4 stages and revealing them one at a time really helps me explain and even learn how to use I statements. Please go ahead and download the free guide on mypeoplepatterns.com. And as we're new, would love a comment, share, like, or subscribe.